Hello, and welcome to.
Are we live? Oh, you spotted that. I was like, I had my head turned away. Well done, Maria. Well done.
For a while, there's a big light in the corner.
Ah, okay. There's a big light in the corner. Okay, I'm still fiddling around with trying to understand the technology as usual. So let's see. Captions. Chat. Hello. Do we have somebody here? No, nobody's speaking to us. Anyway,
It's just gone on. Let's give them something to listen to.
I'll give them something to listen to. Okay, so we might give them triple time to listen to, because I'm just trying to figure out, just trying to check now if it is actually live stream into Facebook as it's meant to do. I see nothing happening. Okay, yes, it is. We're live streaming to Facebook. That's good. And we are live streaming to, oh, who's calling us? Cheryl. Cheryl Carey, is that? She was just calling me.
Was she?
Do you know Cheryl?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're having a bit of a slow start. Hello, is there anybody there? Nobody's watching.
So let's just stick to the program and not worry about the audience, because a lot of people watch on replay. And it's a bit boring when you sit here watching people on replay not engaging. So can we engage with everybody? Hello. Welcome to Elders Wisdom.
Welcome to Elders Wisdom. And it's a great day. It's been very cold and a bit overcast. And we've had 3 days without any sun. I don't know how you've been in London. Have you been cold, Marion? Oh, there are people. Cheryl, hi. And Anna's here. Okay, that's great. So Anna's here. Hello. Hi, Anna. And Cheryl's here. Hi, you were just calling me, Cheryl. Was it about how to get the link? Is that what you were calling me about? So I imagine that is. And Jack's here, and he says, good evening, lovely people. And Cheryl says, oh, you can't get the sound on the video. Just click the little microphone in the corner.
Yeah, you know.
What you say, Marion?
She can't hear you. You're giving her vocal instructions when she's told you she can't hear you.
Oh, duh. Okay.
I know that one, because I say to people I can't see, and they keep putting things in my face and expecting me to know, suddenly miraculously see them.
Okay.
So you can't show me anything. You have to talk to me.
Okay. Can somebody help Cheryl? Send her a message. I'll try and send you a message. Click the microphone icon. Okay, I'm missing the R's out of my keyboard, so it might look a bit funny. Show. There. Well, I've sent you a message. I've sent her a message. Somebody help Cheryl, please, if you can. Okay. And we will get started. I don't know if anybody can help her. Anyway, here we go. Wednesday live. Welders Wisdom. Oh my God.
Welders
Wisdom. Elders Wisdom. So I put as the write-up for this video, hold on to your seats, it's getting hot. And I think things really are hotting up at the moment. I had a message from lovely Brigitte in France today saying, if you're coming to France, you better plan really well, because the French farmers are really taking this very seriously. And it's very hard to get around because the roads are getting blocked and so on. And I just noticed that in the north of France, in the Loire, in a town where there's a big bridge going over the Loire. There's a standoff between the police and the farmers. So you understand, why are all these farmers protesting? So it comes back to this battle that we're having with the World Economic Forum. I think Klaus Schwab now is really taking it seriously, that we don't want to be locked down in 15-minute cities and all that stuff. Are you cold, Marion? You got your heating on?
I'm trying to just put on the screen a bit higher.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think Klaus Schwab is doing? You said you think that he's... my sound is horrible again, isn't it?
It's not as bad as last week, dear. It's not as bad.
It was really bad last week. I listened back to the replay and I could hardly hear what I was saying. So, okay. So what do you think Klaus Schwab is doing differently then? What's he realised, or what did you say about him?
Well, in the because they've just had Davos, as we were talking about last week, and in Davos they were the title for the Davos meeting was reinstituting confidence, building, not reinstituting confidence, something like that. Does anybody know what the title of that was? Anyway, basically the message has got out. Cheryl still can't get her sound. I'm sorry, Cheryl. The message has got out to the World Economic Forum that we're really pissed off with them, and we don't want what they're trying to push on us. We don't want their pandemic treaties. We don't want their 15-minute cities. We don't want any more of their...
Where is this? Where is all this information? Where can we find what you're referencing? Because this is one of the things that's happening at the moment. People keep telling me there's all this good news, and there's all these great projects, and there's all these things that is like this Gisara, and all of these things. I cannot find any evidence online to back up what people are saying. And in the same way, how can we see what Klaus Schwab is actually experiencing? What are the numbers, or where is the weight of, what's going against him? What can we find out about that?
Well, it depends where you're looking. If you look on X, formerly called Twitter, Rumble, there's videos put out by the World Economic Forum. There's Rebel News is reporting on the World Economic Forum. It's all there. It's like,
it's like, if people help me to identify the evidence, the facts, then I can do my research and come up with my own conclusions. But when people simply repeat what they hear as a fact, and there's no way for me to find the evidence for it, then my discernment at the moment is telling me, if I get too far down the New Age list of what's coming, it's never had any evidence, like Gisara and Nisara and all of these great things, the quantum financial system, they all sound great, but I've never seen evidence that they even exist outside of a story, a narrative.
Yeah, and that we're not talking about Nisara Gisara.
No, I know, but the evidence, it's what I'm asking about is because if Klaus Schwab is making different moves, where's the evidence for that? Where are the facts?
I'm just telling you that Davos is happening. It's all over the newspapers, all over the mainstream. It's everywhere. It happens once a year, the Davos meetings. Loads of people have been at those meetings. Thousands of people are invited. Andrew Bridgen got an invite and he turned it down. So that they get all sorts of prestigious people and politicians and statespeople and media people to come along once a year to the Davos meetings, where they decide upon the policy for the World Economic Forum for the year ahead and discuss trends and so on.
No, I'm aware of all of that, but where are those trends that they were discussing? Where are they? Where can we see what it is? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know that there's been a shift, and I know that the WEF must be doing something different, but where can I go and find the facts and evidence of what is different, and what are the numbers that they've seen that have Do you know what I mean? It's like there's
I
too
don't
much.
know where the facts are. I'm just reporting that the World Economic Forum, the title for it, this meeting this year, Jack. So Ina can't get the sound on Facebook, but can on YouTube. Okay, so that's it. Go to YouTube. That is actually the title of the meeting. You can see it anywhere that's publicizing the Davos meeting this year.
Right.
You can see it. Okay. And you can listen. It's a recorded meeting, not all of it, but there's many sections of it recorded. They probably live stream the whole thing. I watched
from Davos. Well, yeah, they did. They had the Argentinian guy talking about liberty and saying how what the WEF stands for is against liberty, and liberties that should be at the forefront of our inalienable rights. So he spoke. It's a shame that Bridgen didn't go, because if he'd have been able to speak honestly and truthfully, it would have made a big impression, wouldn't it? On all sorts of people.
Maybe. Anyway,
the Argentinian guy did the right thing by going along, invited as he was, and then just calling them out. I think he did a brilliant job.
Yeah. Anyway, he was in Parliament today. Andrew Bridgen was discussing in Parliament today. He said, he advertised that he had a question for Rishi Sunak, and this was Rishi Sunak's response. I saw a 13-second clip. This is Rishi Sunak saying, "Let me be unequivocal," from the dispatch box.
What was the question he answered?
Well, we can just guess from the answer. Anybody want to guess the question? Okay. Sunak says, "Let me be unequivocal that the COVID jabs are safe and effective." That was the answer to the question.
Right.
Okay, so guess the question. Anybody guess the question? What was Andrew Bridgen chasing? So Andrew Bridgen has been pushing for a big parliamentary debate on excess deaths. He wants a 3-hour debate in Parliament. And he said recently, today, he said he didn't think he'd be very surprised if that debate actually happened in Parliament, because he thinks that Sunak will actually call an election rather than let the debate go forward. So that's what he said. So we've been really, and in this debate, not only is he going to discuss the jabs, but I watched a speech. It wasn't a speech. I watched a video by Andrew Bridgen the other day talking about the mortality of the elderly at the start of the shenanigans, where thousands and thousands of the elderly actually died. And we all know about this now. Lots of people are hearing about it, because Midazolam Matt, he's now earned this title, ordered in all this midazolam at the start of the shenanigans, and that the elderly, many elderly, thousands of elderly that were in hospitals having treatment for various things, were moved into care homes, and then they were put on an end of life program. So their medications were stopped. They were put on, there is this pathway for the elderly, which was already banned by Parliament a few years back, way before the shenanigans happened. It was banned because it was unethical, where they withhold food and water and treatment for the elderly. And if you've got your parents in a care home or something, you're trying to get them out, you can't get them out. It's almost impossible to get them out, and they're put on this end of life pathway. And this pumped up the whole figures for the shenanigans, because then it was put on the death certificates that they had died from, this thing that was going around.
Mm-hmm.
And so Andrew Bridgen wants to bring that into the debate, the 3-hour debate in Parliament, which is being blocked. So because that's part of the excess deaths. So practically a whole generation, you know, a huge proportion of that generation, maybe just above me, has been wiped out. Not just in this country. The same story has come through from many people in the United States and other places. So it was an international push. You know, it was all coordinated operation, lockstep or whatever, you know, however you want to name it. Okay. So Jack, let's say. Vibra Voxa. Lovely Carol is here. Hi, Carol. Are you having your tea, love? Are you cooking tonight? Are you in the kitchen? Thank you, Jack. It's called the Liverpool pathway. So this is a really important issue, and they're doing everything to block it. And, you know, Matt Hancock's going to be going to prison when, you know, it's all there. It's all the evidence is there. So
well, the evidence is there that he should go to prison, but the evidence is also there that he won't, because given past performance on putting politicians who break the law in prison, it's not happening.
Well, let's be too dismal, because I'm quite.
Well, don't let's be too hopeful because you think the law is on our side. It isn't. The law is controlled by systems that want the pharmaceutical profits. You know, it's the same.
We absolutely know that. So Carol's making her supper. So we don't want to be too doom and gloom. We know that that's been the case. The whole system is completely corrupt from the top down to the bottom and so on. And that's been the whole infiltration. So our judicial system, you know, that's very clear in America now why they got away with the rigging the elections in America, because everything's corrupt. You can't bring it to justice. But it is changing. There are shifts happening.
I'm not seeing any evidence personally of justice being served, really haven't. And I think for me, holding out hope that that'll happen is stopping me putting energy into actually making what I want to happen.
Okay. Well, I was listening to somebody working in one of the voting centres the other day. There's lots of people taking out.
Well, look at the film. What was that film called? 200 Mules or 2000, whatever it was called.
So it's gone way beyond that. Way beyond that in terms.
That was full of evidence. Not one shred of that evidence has ever been acted upon legally, ever.
I know.
So it's not going to happen. And if it does, we'll all be so old by the time it does happen. We'll have wasted all that waiting time.
I'm really gloomy today, Mary. I'm feeling really bleak.
Good. We need to do something now with what we can and not wait for what we hope.
Well, maybe you haven't been looking, but from what I've been seeing, I've been listening to some very inspiring things. There was a woman that was being interviewed by Estianon, who works in the voting system, that's documented all the paperwork from the machines. She said, you don't need to be tracking all this other stuff because the machines, the Dominion, they put out a tape of information all the time. They're running all the time, and it should all correspond exactly. And you can totally see just from the documentation coming out of the machines where it's been rigged. Yeah. It's as clear as daylight.
Yeah.
And she's sorry, I haven't memorized this correctly, but she's getting together a big movement of people who are actually doing something about this. So, but meanwhile,
it's all being ignored in the official realms of judiciary and media.
Well, they will exactly. So this is why Christine Anderson has said talks of the political media complex is like they're working together. And now the Guardian is saying that she's a Nazi.
Well, they have to, don't they? Because she couldn't be more against the Nazis if she tried, could she?
Well, exactly. So that they're totally.
It's a mirror. It's all that smoke and mirrors, isn't it? We're going to show you a mirror of ourselves, and we're going to tell you it's Christine Anderson. It's not me. It's Christine Anderson.
It's Christine Anderson entirely. Yes. So
bad wolf she is.
She's certainly not a Nazi, is she?
I love her. She's so just a woman on a mission. She's a normal woman on a mission with a powerful presence around her, and she's just so ordinary woman, isn't she? Powerful.
She's very powerful. She's amazing. She's fearless. She's absolutely fearless. So
And she's just so down to earth about everything, isn't she? You know, you talk to her about politics. I'm sure she talks to you about the price of eggs before she talks about anything else, you know.
Yeah. So it's interesting because this was sent over to me by someone earlier on, that Klaus Schwab, who was born March the 30th, 1938, his parents, when they moved from Switzerland to Germany to help with the war effort, and that his father worked during the Third Reich. His father was a director of a factory, industrial company, and contractor for the Nazi regime.
Mm-hmm.
So they were supplying flamethrowers to the Nazi army. So if anybody's a Nazi, it's Klaus Schwab. It's the World Economic Forum. They're the Nazis. So it's the usual thing of complete gaslighting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So good people around the world are speaking up. It's very hard for their voices to get through because the system is completely corrupt and locked down. And when you begin to break through, it's just like trying to break out of an abusive marriage or a family. They're told that they're the very thing. You know, people are being told they're the very thing that they detest. That we're all right-wing Nazis. You're a right-wing Nazi. I'm a right-wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody that stands up for morality, truth, justice, peace are now Nazis. And
if you're not just offended by all of life, then you're a Nazi. Is that what it is?
Absolutely. So anyway, you know, you can't hide. They have no way of hiding this for much longer, because even with all the corruption and all the rigging of all the systems, it's coming out. And Jack says they've been killing elders with midazolam and similar drugs for years. That's how. Oh my God, that's terrible. Sorry, Jack. I'm really sorry to hear that, Jack. So his dad, that happened to his dad as well.
It's been going on for years. It's a well-known program.
Well, I think that's why it was discussed in Parliament, and then it was stopped, and then that's why Andrew Bridgen was totally shocked to find that it was brought back under the whole shenanigans thing and intensified. So this genocide has been happening on the planet for years, but we will not tolerate it any longer. So Christine Anderson has been invited to speak at this event by Andrew Bridgen on the 5th of February. Yeah. And the Guardian's trying to shut them down. What are you doing, Marion? What are you doing?
I've got a bit of a mess going on. I just spilled stuff in front of me, so I'm just trying to clean it up. Sorry, am I disturbing you? I basically spilt stuff all over the side here.
What have you done?
I'll stop. I just knocked a box and it all just, I'm an accident on legs at the moment. What can I say?
Look, tell me about you, Marion. I think we need to hear about you, because this is way more important than what's happening with Klaus Schwab. And
well, it's interesting. It's similar because it's about focusing on what I can do, not focusing on what I can't do.
Yeah.
So that's what's important for me. So I didn't consciously spill the box, but I have spilled it everywhere, and it's literally all over the place. It's just got like a box of needles in there. It's got everything that you would not want to spill if you couldn't see. It's my box that's got bits in.
And you just
toothpicks. Got toothpicks everywhere in front of me.
Oh my God.
I know. So I can't move until I've cleaned it up. And so the next task is to clean it up. But I'm conscious that we're on video sharing with the world. And
your show, Mary.
It's not a big deal to everybody else. So let's get on shenanigans.
Should we have a vote whether we should just pause for a moment? What do you think, folks? Should we pause whilst Marion cleans up her mess? Should we have a little pause here? Okay, can somebody give Cheryl the YouTube link? Can somebody?
Trying to get on.
She can't get on. So whilst we're sorting Cheryl out, you clean your mess up, Marion, please.
I've got much left to do.
So,
what was it, making a lot of noise or something? I was trying to do it quietly.
no, it's just I'm like relying upon your participation in your show, and it's like you've got your head down.
Right, go on. I'm happy to participate.
Okay.
So we were saying about Christine coming over to Parliament. So when is that? The 5th of February, did you say?
That's the 5th, but I'd rather talk about what's going on with you, Marion.
Okay.
So tell me how you are, because I know you're having a rough time today.
I'm having a really rough time, actually. I'm not really doing well at all. I've had a lot of jobs to do today to help people. I'm supposed to be helping people with their IT stuff, and I can't do it because I can't see. And I can guide people with my voice through screens that I can remember. But most of the time, people are not even on the screen that I think that they're on, or I can't see if anything's changed. So I just, I've had a tough day of not being able to support people. And then, interestingly, people get upset with me because I can't do it and I can't support them. And then they're angry that I can't support them. And then I feel bad because I can't support them. And it means that my needs don't even get taken into account. So it's really tough. And I think this is probably something that we've got in common, is because we give so much and we want to support and we want to help. And that's why I'm saying about all the evidence and the facts. What can I do? What can I actually do? There's all this stuff around me in the media. There's all these stories on the news. There's all these stories in the new media with the truthers. And yet, on in practical terms, in my life right now, like literally, I don't care about Christine. I don't care about Gisara. I don't care about SGN. I don't care about Trump. I'm literally struggling to put food on, cook food. I'm struggling to do everything that I used to do to earn money. And it's like, what can we do now? What can we actually do now? What can I do now that helps me to support myself? That's where I am. So all this stuff about news and information and media, and is it the pro? Is it a psyop on this side, a psyop on that side? It's like living every day, living day to day. That's what's important right now. And thank God that the project that I can't help people with is going really well, because it is going. People are making profits this week on stuff that's going on. And I've helped them to get into those projects. I've definitely given them opportunities for income that they wouldn't have had. So that's great. I'm really grateful that I've been able to support them in that. But then it's this hangover of responsibility for helping everybody, because people are so shit with tech, and we're such victims to tech, and people don't understand how to be sovereign and how to take their power back, and just trying to show people how to do that. It's really disheartening because most people don't actually fucking want it.
Yeah.
They don't want it. They want someone to fix it for them. People don't want autonomy. They want authority. But it's hard and it's horrible, and it is how most people are. And I think that's what's really getting me down at the moment. People are so wedded to authoritarian power that it's like, fuck off. I'm sick of it all.
So Jack's saying, so sorry. So Therese is sending you a big hug. It's very hard for you, Marion. It's like, it's very, very hard, because you have the nature of very kind person, really wanting to help, and you are going through hell right now. And it's not even your role. It's like you shouldn't even be in a position of trying to help people, but for you, it feeds your soul as well when you're active, or you're proactive, and you can do things, and suddenly you're finding yourself completely and utterly disempowered and stranded.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really challenging for you.
It is. So that's why I'm just, I know I'm really ratty and pissed off. And I love the idea. You called me ratty last week. I really love that. Thank you, Julia. The ratty part of me is just like, stop talking to me about stuff that isn't actually making a fucking difference to my daily life right now. It really is. You know what I, you know, at what level I see what I value as my practical life is very different to other people. Some people need, you know, people need some sort of financial security, or some sort of political security, or some sort of social security. People have to have those things to feel like they need to survive. But at the moment, I feel like I've got none of those, and actually looking for them is just going to be a waste of time, because that time could be used positively for me to do something for me that nourishes me.
Yeah. Carol sending you a big hug as well, Marion.
I did not want to be put on the spot today, Juliet, to tell everyone I fucked up my life as right now. Thank you.
I know, but when we started this, when we said we were going to do this show, it's like one thing we wanted to do was to talk about, you know, real things, but about, you know, what people are going through.
I know.
And both,
I'm not saying it's wrong to have done what you did. I just,
I'm just really sorry. And it's like you were going through this incredible journey with your health right now, and doing everything, absolutely everything you can, to turn your health around. And it's not, and all this stuff about the jabs is kind of really relevant, because what's happening to you, you know, may have stemmed back then from you had
two holiday jabs preceded two of the diagnoses that came.
So two jabs you had before going away preceded the start of this condition that's led to this degenerative eye condition. And it's like, okay, maybe that was coincidental, or maybe it wasn't. But nonetheless, you're left, as millions of other people are left, with very, very serious health issues.
I actually saw somebody within 48 hours have the same amount of inflammation I've got. Mine took 11 years, and it happened to somebody 48 hours after one of the boosters.
Yeah. Well, I was just reading, what's his name? Dalgleish. What was his name? I wrote it down earlier. Professor Angus Dalgleish, he was just talking about it. He was shocked. So he's the oncologist, I think. He was shocked that they've seen turbo cancers developing like one day after the jabs. That it's
sudden death and turbo cancer have only been in our lexicon for 12 months or so, maybe 24. They didn't exist before. There was you'd never hear anyone say turbo cancer.
No.
And died suddenly. They're both new, aren't they?
Okay. So Cheryl said, wish I was given this link on YouTube at the beginning and not Facebook, as no sound for 30 minutes wasted your time. Cheryl, are you blaming someone? Are you blaming someone, my lass? I did post both of the links, but, you know, maybe you didn't.
And we've also had people on Facebook that have got the sound. So it is something to do with Cheryl's setup. She might not understand why, but something about her settings, because we've got other Facebook people watching, okay?
Yeah. Anyway, we're all here to help each other. And Cheryl, I'm so sorry you wasted 30 minutes of your time.
I know better next time. She goes straight to YouTube.
Go straight to YouTube. But you know what? You can now go back and watch from the beginning. And it's interesting. Thomas Huber, when I did some training with him in Jerusalem, and one of the main things that he talked about is, if there's something that's really troubled you and you're ready to kind of put out blame or whatever about it. It's like, just step back a minute. It's like, what is it in me that it's just touched when I feel like I'm just so irritable with this situation, or I've just wasted this time? Where is it in me that, you know, that I feel pain around wasting time, or I feel pain because maybe I've not been given the information? Because this always touches something in our own history, something that we're needing to heal. So Carol says you're very courageous, Marion.
Thank you, Carol. I know, and I also agree. There's no difference between courage and stupidity, so I'm happy with either.
Between what? Say that again.
There's no difference between courage and stupidity. Not in my book, anyway. This may not be true for everybody. Thank you, though, Carol.
I think Carol's also had some very, very challenging things that she's had to come through in the past. And when we're placed in these terrible situations, we've got no choice but to be courageous. We just have to go through, don't we?
Yeah.
Have to go through it. So when the shit hits. So is there anything at all that could help you, Marion, with this situation?
I don't know. I think me practicing to say I'm not supportive. I can't do supportive stuff, and learn how to not feel like I'm doing a bad thing by doing that. That's the biggest lesson for me at the moment.
Yes, because you've got enough to deal with just dealing with what you're dealing with, without, you know, you've got all these people that's like, oh, Marion can help me. I mean, I'm the same. It's like you're so amazing with all your tech stuff, and it's like, oh, now Marion can't help me, but can I help Marion? Maybe. What can I do to help Marion?
Yeah.
And it's a bit like it's very hard when suddenly we can't be in the role that we, you know, this self-identity with you know, who we think we are, and we're used to doing these particular things.
Yeah.
It's very hard. That's as painful. You know, losing that self-identity is as painful as losing your vision.
Yeah. It's bigger than the vision itself, because it is about who I be, what I am, and what value I have. Are all tied up in that identity of that person who could see well enough to teach tech and train in tech and stuff. It's like, yeah, it is. The identity is so dense. It's densely packed with so many parts.
Yeah.
Of who that was, who I was being that. But yeah, just the vision loss is actually doesn't feel like a big deal compared to the identity loss.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because it's very deep and complex, what, you know, how we form these identities.
Yeah.
How we, I mean, this feeling, the need to be loved is fundamental to every human being, to be loved and to feel safe. And we form our identities. It's like, oh, you know, maybe if I'm like this, I will be loved more. Or,
well, we've got, I don't know anybody who doesn't have that editor in the mind that goes around editing sentences we're trying to say to make sure we say it in a way that we're going to get favourable results or impact on other people. We've all got that editor, haven't we? And she'll do, or he'll, whatever, she or a he or an it. And that little part will do anything to win favour and to keep a positive impression. Absolutely,
because our connection with each other is absolutely the most fundamental, important thing that there is for any human, which is also why it's so incredibly evil what's being done to society with all the shenanigans and everything, and all the diversity policies and that, to make us have different belief systems, and then we're you know, we're fighting against each other. So now we don't feel safe with the people that we feel closest to. It's a terrible thing to be doing to people. Yeah. So just Cheryl, my darling, she's Cheryl, you've sent a message. Let me put my glasses on. So I'm always peering at the screen because I'm absolutely too vain to be seen with glasses on. So I look far worse when I'm screwing my eyes up. So Cheryl says, I did that, of course, looked at myself, and I'm dyslexic. So now I've been told the name of this on YouTube, but feel insignificant to this lovely Marion. Bless you. Oh, so now you're comparing yourself, Cheryl. We're all important, every single one of us, and nobody is suffering more.
You know what I really admire about you, Cheryl, is that you stuck with us for half an hour while you couldn't hear us. Like, what the fuck? What, like, can we give you a badge? A top fan badge or something?
Yeah, it was amazing you stayed with us, Cheryl. I was surprised, actually. I thought maybe
half an hour. Oh, I'd have been off watching Salty Cracker or something.
Yeah, I'd say bugger this. Who's these two old ladies that are just whittering on
and crying all over the screen,
knotted up all over the place. Oh my God. So she's not IT savvy. So I know it's tough, and they keep changing the technologies all the time, and it's like I felt a bit like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I'm trying my best to be able to. This is why I really, really keep saying I want that little angel who's techie that can help host our shows, and then we can focus on what we're trying to say. So Jack says, message me after the show if I can help you, Marion.
Oh, thanks, Jack. Do you know, I think I've got an idea for you, Jack. You might be able to help us. That would be great. Thank you.
And Jack says, oh no, it's another one of Jack's compliments. Oh, right, I put them back on just for you, Jack. He says I look gorgeous in my glasses. Oh la la. Thank you, Jack. I've been too vain to wear glasses since I was 14. That's when I was told I needed to wear glasses. There's no way. I do not identify as someone that wears glasses. So Cheryl says, thank you. And Cheryl, who's got a patience? You've got the patience of a saint. Oh, Jack loves my glasses now. Whoa. You're not a glasses fetishist, are you? No, that went beyond the anyway. So, oh la la, what to do? So how's everybody's day? We're running out of time on this on this Elder Wisdoms. Well, we got 15 minutes. How's everybody's
what's so you know, you're saying about the this whole thing going on in Parliament next week. What can people do? How can we make any kind of a difference here? What's the action that people need to take, do you think?
Well, there is a petition going that Andrew Bridgen mentioned, which I tried to post up, but it wasn't the right link, about the World Economic Forum. So the most important thing to do is to be pushing back about the World Economic Forum, isn't it?
And how do we do that?
Well, there's a parliamentary, I think there has been a parliamentary debate, or there's another debate, or...
But how do we as the Joe public get involved in parliamentary debate?
Okay, well, I tell you one thing that we can do. Okay, this was another piece of information that I was coming to, and I just want you all to think about what's important you want to share before we come to the end of the show. So I'm just going to say this piece, and then you share what's important for you. So the other thing was that I was just listening on Twitter to Okay, the UK farmers are about to protest. So currently, we had for the last couple of years, all the farmers in Holland, was it Holland? Belgium were protesting, and now that's spread to Germany, and Germany's been virtually shut down by the truckers and the farmers. And then it spread to France, and France, all the French farmers are on the roads, which my lovely friend Brigitte has talked about. And now today, Welsh farmers are having a meeting. I tried to write a caption, but it didn't work. I'll put it underneath this video. Welsh farmers are having a meeting tomorrow night in Welshpool. It's been coordinated by Welsh guy, Wyn Jones, Mr. Wyn Jones, Gareth Wyn Jones, I think, something like that. Inviting, it's an open forum, whoever wants to go along to that meeting. So when it's publicize it, so basically Welsh farmers are discussing whether they're going to be following the German, French, Belgian farmers in blocking all the roads and fighting back. So they're in France, they're spurting manure into McDonald's, for instance. I've seen the videos doing that, which is wonderful. Do the British public want the farmers to strike now? They're asking people because they don't want to piss off. This is what he said. He doesn't want to piss off the British public by their actions. They need feedback from us. They need to know that we support them for whatever they choose to do. So why are they doing it? It's because the World Economic Forum and what's the guy? They've
got nothing to lose. Farmers have got nothing to lose because farming is a dying industry. And they're killing the industry intentionally. So the farmers will all eventually be homeless and unemployed anyway. So what's the fucking point working for the next 5 or 10 years when you know there's no end in sight that's going to be positive for you?
Trying to close farms because they're saying farming, creating food, caused global warming. That's what it's saying.
So coffee, for every ton of coffee, there's 100 tons of CO2 put into the atmosphere, apparently. Drinking coffee, you're not, and also there was home gardening, home farming produces far more CO2 than the regular agriculture. It's another.
Well, now they're trying to stop. This is the next thing. They're trying to stop people gardening.
Yeah.
Because they say gardening is creating CO2. Yeah. I mean, this is such nonsense because CO2 is the gas of life. It doesn't cause any climate damage.
No.
It's absolutely nonsense. It always has been nonsense. There's plenty of evidence.
Well, it's true, isn't it? We are the carbon they're trying to get rid of, not the stuff that comes out the back of the car. We are the carbon they're trying to get rid of, not the pollution. We are the pollution to them.
Absolutely. So, we have to fight back. We absolutely, because we're going to be getting poorer and starving and whatever.
I think the farmers should send us that we support them. They can go off and do their striking and they can go in and do roadblocks. And they just have to drop us a pin where we can go and get our own carrots or something. I don't know. That would work.
And we're busy in the Healing Gardens as well, planting up. We had a lovely day yesterday. We sowed lots of seeds and we're preparing for a really good harvest this year. So that's the other thing you can do. Grow your own, just really get together and grow and they're not going to beat us, this lot. They're absolutely not going to
drink more coffee. Drink to celebrate you're putting CO2 in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're coming to the end. Like, how is everybody? Does somebody want to share how they're, because we are going through a shit time, many people. Or if you've been really happy, share it. If you've had a good day. What's lifted your heart today? Anybody's heart being lifted? What lifted your heart today, Marion?
I did by managing to get my food in the slow cooker and get a night, so I'll have a nice tea tonight.
Well, that's good. Well done. Yeah, that's really important. Yeah. So Jax has come and volunteer at Glastonbury Healing Gardens. So you're coming down in a few weeks, aren't you, Marion?
Yeah. Volunteering in the gardens ain't going to be something I can do, Julie. I can't see.
You can sit there and we can all pamper you.
I can smell the garden. That's about as much.
Yeah. So how about anyone else? Carol, what's happened for you today? What's been lovely? Anything? Or Cheryl? Or Jack?
Best thing that happened to Cheryl today was she got on YouTube.
Yeah. And you were really brave, Cheryl, posting that you're dyslexic and
yeah, well done. Can you spell it?
I can't.
I don't know if I'm dyslexic, but I certainly can't fucking spell it. It's like diarrhea. How'd you spell that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Too many H's in diarrhea, really.
Okay, well, nobody's volunteering anything. Well, my high point of the day, I went over and I had some acupuncture with Matthew. Oh, I forgot to say, this is what I wanted to demo. I wanted to demo this. I'm sitting. This is the control box. I'm sitting, Marion. I've got my mat.
Oh, did you?
I've got my mat. It's a PM. What's it called? PM.
PEMF, pulsing electromagnetic frequencies.
That's right. So it's my new therapy that I'm offering here at Healing Waters. It's so amazing for pain healing. What else does it do, Marion?
It's been listed by the FDA as a known way to heal bones that won't heal, that are stubbornly not healing. They use that as one of the treatments to help bone healing, and it's an official FDA use thing.
Yeah, and it makes you feel amazing when you're sitting on it. It's just like you feel so.
It's like a grounding mat on steroids, basically. It's about reorganizing our frequency into one that's much more resonant and consistent with our human being.
Yeah.
But it's not like standing on the ground and getting that little recharge. It's a whoosh energetic recharge through the pulsed frequencies of the battery of the magnets.
Yeah. So it's a pulsating magnetic field. So it's just amazing how many technologies that there are coming out. And so I did go over to see Matthew today and had some amazing acupuncture, lay on the mat in his, and he totally knocked me out. I can't believe it. I was, because I woke up at 5 this morning. I've been waking up really early. And then after working yesterday, I was a bit tired this morning. I worked on my book for a while, and then went over to Matthew's, and then he zonked me out. So, and he told me about this amazing therapy that he's got from someone. It's not permanent, but he calls it the DMT machine. So it does exactly the same as if you take ayahuasca, but without taking ayahuasca, without taking anything. So it has like these lights that flash and put you into the theta state. And then you have these amazing experiences.
Wow.
Never heard anything like it in my life before. So he's just tried it. I don't know what it's called, but he's offered me a go on it on Friday. So I'll report back. Both he and Becky say they're absolutely amazing machines. So they just take you into a totally altered state of consciousness and like help you to make a shift within yourself. If you've been blocked by certain things. So many technologies coming out. So let's go back. So Cheryl says, of course, I'm a warrior. Jack knows I am too. So are you a friend of Jack's? Should I know this? Okay.
I think we're all on Facebook, aren't we? Absolutely. It's Cheryl Carey, isn't it? I think you said. And I've seen the name. I don't think I've ever met you, Cheryl. Excuse me if I'm wrong. I don't think we've ever met, but I know the name from Facebook.
Yeah, me too. So Therese says she's been applying for new jobs. Wow. So you've got a new house, Therese. You moved. And now you're applying for a new job. Are you working for the NHS now? I don't know. I've lost track.
Therese, you need to talk to me, lovely. The next phase of what we're doing, the farming and stuff, is going really well. And I know I've not spoken to you about it for ages. But yeah, it's another income generation process. Yeah. So talk to me.
Okay. Cheryl says she played table tennis for an hour today. Happy for me. New skill and support. Well, that takes a lot of energy and dexterity, and I always miss the ball. Well done.
Visual acuity.
Yes. Neither of us have that, but I think you're doing a bit worse than I am. So dyslexia is a gift. We just think and speak differently outside of the box. Yeah, I think that's probably true.
That's lovely. That's a lovely way to see it as well, to value it as a talent or a gift.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So Ina says Andrew Bridgen has one of these machines, flash and lights, etc. He ran healing sessions in England. Really? Really? Andrew Bridgen has?
Does a DMT, sir?
Oh no, not Andrew Bridgen. Andrew Batts. I could not put Andrew Bridgen together with having a
DMT flashing light experience.
Oh my God, who's Andrew Batsia? Batsis. Who is he? Ah, okay. So, oh, that's right. It's called a Lucia light. That's right. That's what I was. Lucia means light, doesn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, Lucia.
Okay, I'll have to look it up. Lucia light. It still scares me. I'm not sure because I do not like to use any kind of drugs at all. And
DMT's been in your brain since it was developed.
I know
it's not an external process. DMT's an inner.
I know it's in my brain, but like suddenly lifting as it was being described to me today, lifting out of your body and all strange things happening to you. I'm a bit like, that's a bit weird,
One of my favourite experiences. What can I say?
Yeah. I've always resisted. So, okay. What else? Dawn. Hi, Dawn. I didn't even know you were on the show. So you walk with your dog daily. Hang on, where has that gone? I always admire people that have dogs and they go out for walks because you absolutely have to go for a walk if you've got a dog. But I don't think I'd like to be picking up the poop all the time. That's what puts me off.
Carry a white stick and nobody expects you to.
Do you mean somebody else will pick up your dog poop if you carry it?
I don't know, but they don't care that I don't pick it up because when I'm dog sitting now, I can't pick up dog poop because I can't see it. So I don't even worry anymore.
Okay.
I just make sure I've got a white stick with me when I'm taking the dogs out.
How are you getting on with your white stick, Marion?
Yeah, good. It's good. It's good. It really makes people like really supportive and yeah, I quite like it. I wanted glasses at 14. What can I say? I've always thought these tools were fascinating. I see them as like I don't know, magic instruments, magic wands. They create a consciousness around you. A white stick definitely is a magic wand.
Yeah.
Shift consciousness of those around you. It's great. Yeah, there's a bit of me that thinks it works a bit too well, and I feel a bit like I'm taking the piss. But actually, I know I need it. Like getting on and off buses or things with platforms, I use it to make sure I'm not going to miss the step. I'm missing steps a lot is one of the problems I have. When you're walking in crowded places, people will let you walk next to the wall because you use the white stick to stay near the wall so you don't get lost in the road. So it's a really powerful device, really powerful instrument.
Interesting because it's such a simple thing, isn't it? But it's got a very, very clear message. And one of the worst things would be if you fell over, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, I fall over a lot, which is why I don't mind taking a white stick around with me, because definitely a preference to falling over without anything, without anyone realising what's going on. If you've got a white stick, people instantly want to help.
Yeah. Because
if you haven't, people think you're probably a fentanyl addict or something.
Oh, what? A fentanyl addict?
Smackhead. Used to be called.
Oh, you mean if you just fall down in the street?
Yeah, in London, yeah, people just assume you're off your train.
Oh my God.
Well, either that or you've just had your booster.
You've just had your booster, you've just fallen down. I think that's happening to lots of people. Yeah. So Ina says that this person, Andrew Batsia, is a galactic historian. Is that right? What does that mean? Oh, I know. He's like that guy on Sacha Stone, Lazarus Project that I told you about, Marion, that remembers, 60 billion years ago when the Orion fleet conquered something or other, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Quite a few people talk about that now. So need to go to my next Zoom. Thank you.
Yeah, it's 7
It's
o'clock.
7 o'clock. Oh my God, you're very busy, Cheryl. Off you go. End of the show. Diddly ho. So, Marion, how you feeling now? You've got your food you're looking forward to.
Got a nice bit of short rib for my dinner. Yes.
And lots of people love you. I love you.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
if there's anything any of us can do to help, let
Yeah.
us know. All you have to do is to message me. Just send a little voice thing, and then I can
right.
do the rest. And I'm sure lots of people will support you as well, because we love you. And
Thank
for
you.
everybody's turned up for our show, thank you so much, and we wish you well. Sending you loads of love. It's a challenging time, but it's bringing out the best in us as well. So that's what's important, because humans are amazing. You know, we always manage to pull through and actually find the resources, the ability to shine, no matter what shit is poured on us. So that's what I love about us.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right then.
Anything last words, Marianne?
No.
Okay. All right. Lots of love, everyone.
Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye-bye. Bye.